Shane Riordan, 670 The Score, Chicago, here with Chase Rice. And before I tell you why Chase is talking to me today, I want to go over your resume, Chase, because we know you're here as a restaurateur, but people who don't know, runner-up on Survivor, a pit member and a NASCAR Cup winner in NASCAR, a country music superstar. You dropped your single on Friday. You've got a record coming out on September 20th. You're here though with Welcome to the Farm or the Farm in River North in Chicago on Illinois and State. The place is awesome. I got to go by for like after Windy City Smokeout. Love Dante. We love your partners. We're gonna get into your partners, but tell us what it's like opening your first place here in Chicago.
Um, it's awesome, man. I mean, Chicago is one of the first places I ever went when I started touring, where we actually sold tickets, and that was, a big part of Ed Worm and going to Joe's on Weed in Chicago there, and it was the first like sold out show I think I'd ever had. So, it's always had a special place in my heart in that city. We've got one open, and we've got a farm open in St. Pete. Cleveland was our first one. Now Chicago's our third. But this is a special building because it's the only one we have so far that's two stories.
Yeah,
It's
it's
got the retract
go
yeah, it's
ahead,
got the
sorry.
retractable roof as well, and it's just like obviously we got to work out kinks like anything that's new, but it's an awesome city and it's an easy shot for me to get there. So I'm excited to have one right there in Chicago and River North.
And it's opening this weekend, Labor Day weekend, grand opening, the farm. I want to talk about the food in a second, but that building for Chicagoans around here used to be called the Fremont, an absolute shit show for brunch. The sloppiest weekends I've ever had in that building. And I assume that the farm is going to be pretty darn similar. I'm telling you, man, on like a Saturday or Sunday, that second level with the retractable roof, after you just got done drinking 3 hours of unlimited mimosas, you go up there to the DJ and the roof's open. It's the best vibe. It's going to be an even better vibe now because the clientele is going to be a lot better than what it was at Fremont. I'll tell you that. But live country music in Chicago, I've seen it everywhere. Of course, I've seen it in Nashville, seen it in Wisconsin, seen it everywhere in the Midwest. Chicago is such a special place for country music, and even more
Yeah.
so, a special place for barbecue. If you know barbecue, you know your executive chef in Raheem Seeley, head executive of Drinking Pig Barbecue. That dude knocks it out of the park. So not only is this a concert venue, not only is it an everyday bar, but some of the best barbecue that Chicago will have to offer is at the farm. What do you like about Raheem and his menu?
Well, I mean, I love barbecue. First of all, I'm from the mountains of North Carolina, so barbecue's huge in North Carolina. So I've always loved it. Raheem's always been amazing ever since he started. It's just like I don't know, he's just the next level. Like I don't know what he does, but my God, he's amazing. I remember he came down to St. Pete and did a whole spread for us when we did the opening down in St. Pete. We rented a house and he just cooked right there at the house. So it's always fun hanging out with him, just watching him do what he does because the food's freaking incredible. You know it's going to be. But to take that to a restaurant is next level because, like I said, he did it right there at the house. It was just like one of the best meals I've ever had. So, barbecue special to me. Good barbecue special to anybody that's into barbecue. So, I just want I take it seriously. From the mountains of
Yeah.
North Carolina, I take barbecue seriously. So I'm glad that he's on board. He's always been absolutely amazing from the get go. And now we're cruising. We got our third one. We know kind of the hiccups that we're going to run into, and we got to get the word out too. That's another big part, especially in a St. Pete's easy because it's small. Cleveland's not that huge, but a city like Chicago is our biggest city that we've tried to tackle. So just getting the word out, and that's how the best things always happen is word of mouth anyway. So I think once people get there, they see the vibe of the place. They see that it can be a country bar. They see they can get their club thing in. I'm more of the country side of it. I don't have any interest in going to clubs. Um, but it's got options for everybody. And then on top of that, you got great food, you got great Sunday fun days, you got live music. And I didn't know that about what you were saying earlier about the place that was there before. So
Oh yeah.
I'm interested to hear your opinion on, once you experience it, with the difference of what it is now and what it was.
I mean, from what I experienced after Windy City Smokeout, it's completely different. And even like going down to the curb appeal, like the facade on the outside with the wood, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. The place looks beautiful. And before, Fremont was a shit show. Like it
Yeah.
was sticky, everything sticky. This place is not going to be like that. Um, I live right around the corner from there, and I can tell you, like, I'm 2 blocks away, maybe a minute walking. Um, you're gonna get those people who are tired of the clubs on Hubbard and Kinsey, a little bit north of there. They're gonna wander down that way. They're gonna see and hear the music, and they're gonna see that wood outside. The place is gonna be absolutely bopping. What Chicagoans might be interested in, though, and this is a sports station, this will go on our station's YouTube page, is your partners. You're the main partner, but two beloved Chicago athletes in Roquan Smith and Jimmy Butler are working with you on the farm. What's it been like working with them?
Um, Roe and I go back to college, man. I met him when he was at University of Georgia. When we were running around with Meg Maroney when she was a freshman, it's like I go back way back with that crew. Jimmy, I don't know very well, to be honest with you. We're in a text thread together, but him and I don't really talk. The night that I went, the first for the first opening, soft opening.
Mm,
He got up on stage. I'd already left by that point. We had to get on the bus and roll. And I wanted to go see Mark, my buddy at Lottie. I
yeah,
told him earlier in the night, I said, I'm going to my farm. I'm going to bar the farm. You could tell he was disappointed because Lottie's is a staple that I've always stopped at there in
yeah,
Chicago. And I had to keep my promise to go still support Mark over there at Lottie's. But so I missed out on even meeting Jimmy. I've never even met the guy.
yeah.
Hell of a basketball player, hell of a businessman, and yeah, I think he's going to be great there for Chicago. I can't speak much about him because I don't know him that well, but I love Rowe, and I know he's in Baltimore now.
Baltimore, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All pro last year.
But
He's killer.
yeah, he's a great dude, and there's a lot of great dudes all around it. The best part about it is they don't just try to find a spot; they try to find the right spot. They try to find the right city. I'm talking about the guys that I'm working with that have opened the previous two and this one in Chicago. Ford Hospitality Group. They're very meticulous, and it's not like I go drink with them when I go to the bars. Like they're being serious. They take it very
Yeah,
seriously. It's a business. They want other people to have fun. They're not the ones having the fun.
right. We
Which
know
is
Dante
huge.
well here. Dante's had a lot of success with places here, and our audience loves Dante. He used to be the DJ at Cubs. We know Dante well. You're working definitely with the right people when it
Yeah,
comes to Dante.
and it's all
Yeah,
details too. It's like they came to my farm in Tennessee to see. Took a lot of pictures. What's the outside of the house look like? What's the inside look like? What's the barn look like? With Buffalo, they took a lot of pictures of them, and those are a lot of the pictures that are in the place, in the buildings. So it's all detail oriented around my farm in Nashville, Tennessee, and it literally when you walk in, I haven't seen it the bottom of the Chicago one finished yet, but I know in Cleveland and St. Pete, you walk in, it looks like the inside of my house mixed with the inside of my barn. It's really special
oh,
for
that's
me because
awesome.
I feel like I'm home every time I'm there.
That's awesome. Couple more before I get you out of here. What do you? Well, first of all, Lottie's absolute staple here. Everyone loves Lottie's. You could. I'm 32 now, so I kind of transitioned into like Lottie's at 5 p.m. as opposed to
Yeah,
Lottie's at 11 p.m. But are you an upstairs Lottie's guy or a downstairs Lottie's guy?
you talking about the basement?
Yeah,
Upstairs all day.
yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
I mean,
Me too.
I don't wander down to
Yeah,
the basement too often. Or I really love what he did with the outdoor section
the
right there. I can't
patio.
remember what he called. Yeah, that thing's
Yeah,
well. He's got the tent village that he started during COVID, and I
yeah,
was in up back there smoking a cigarette or something.
yeah,
Mark's awesome. He has Frontier as well there
yeah,
in Chicago, and that's one of my favorite restaurants in the country. So yeah, the biggest thing that I've talked to all these guys about is like, hey, understand, I'm not going into Chicago as a competition. Naturally, it turns into that, but I'm not just going to sit here and lie to you guys and say, hey, I'm just going to go to the farm every night. Like I love Lottie's, I love Mark, I love Frontier. Ed Worm's
yeah,
been amazing to me
yeah.
through the years, and he has Club City right there. There's a lot of great spots, and I just hope people hit them all. And you don't always just have to go to one bar.
Right.
I'm gonna hit them all, so I would just encourage people
Yeah.
to go check it out. And if it's your vibe, hang out. If it's not, there's a lot of great bars in Chicago.
I love that you love that group of Lottie's and Frontier. I work with Frontier a lot doing like whiskey events on Wednesdays. We obviously just call it Whiskey Wednesday, bring in different vendors, hang out there for 3 hours, have an entire alligator, do
Yeah,
that whole thing. And that place is awesome. Ina May too, another place of theirs in Wicker Park.
I've
One
stayed
more
at
for you, and then
Anime.
I'll get you out. But yeah, Ina May, great. What do you envision the entertainment and the live music aspect of this being? Do you envision it being smaller people on the way up, or are you going to pop in there and play a set every once in a while and guys and girls of your stature?
It's gonna be based around a lot of younger people coming up. But we've had Lee Bryce at the farm in Cleveland. We've had Zach Bryan and Brianna came to the one in Cleveland and just hung out and did their after party there. So there's a lot of bigger names that swing through, whether that, Travis Barker was playing the other night. Um, it's a lot of bigger people that come through. That's a special occasions, but for the most part, it's going to be a lot of young guys coming up, young girls coming up. I've played all of them, the two that I've got, Cleveland and St. Pete, I've played both of those. And I realized I go down there to have fun. I'm going down there to relax, have drinks, party, do my thing. I love partying. But I did realize pretty quick, I'm going to come into this place. I'm going to have a good time. I'm not going to play. I don't want to play. I don't want to take any attention away from anything. And I realized that goes out the window every single time I end up playing. So now I at least got it in my head. Like, I can't just go get hammered and then come in here and expect to crush it. That's not how I do my music anyway. So, I'm absolutely going to come in there and play. And a lot of other great artists are as well.
Go in there, crush it, and then get hammered after. Chase Rice, lead investing partner at the farm. It's Illinois and State in the River North neighborhood. Grand opening this weekend. Live country music, incredible barbecue, and just good vibes all around. Pop in there any chance you get. Chase, appreciate your time, brother.
Dude, thank you so much. I can't wait to get back up there.
Likewise. All right. Thanks, man.